Hi, I just opened your plan file and I opened it in Chief Architect Premiere X6 because you haven't said what it is that you use. And so without knowing that, I don't know what your capabilities are to fix things. But first thing I did was I did an overview like this and then clicked on the wall polyline. And you can see the extent of the first floor wall goes all the way to the second floor. Well, that's not correct. I don't know how you got it that way, but you got it that way. And that's what's causing. See, this wall should be down here. I'm going to left click and drag on it. And then you'll see that the windows on the second floor then can be seen. Now, if you have a Home Designer Pro, you can do exactly the same thing that I just did. Just click on the wall polyline, open it up, and go to the Structure tab, and just select Default Wall Top Height, and the software will automatically correct it. Let's see what this says. A wall designated extensive. Okay. I got this error message when I first opened your plan. It's just some goofy programming that you put in there, and the software is saying so. But it's not. This doesn't have anything to do with what the visual problems that you're having. So I'm just going to click here and say, "Don't show me this again during this session." Otherwise, every time I move something, the software would remind me that there's some non-optimum stuff going on. Okay. Let me click on that. It's still in the wrong place. Open it up. Go over here to Structure. Now it says that it's going to follow the default height. So this ceiling height must be wrong. Let's check that next thing because that should have fixed that. I'm going to go to the first floor. And then we'll go to Edit Default Settings, Floor, and you've got the finished ceiling set to 8 feet. Let's see what's actually going on then. I'm going to check a few of these dialog boxes and see what they say. Okay, that's following the default. That's okay. That's nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong there. I'm looking for anything that's not following properly the defaults that you set over in Edit Default Settings. So this is still kind of a mystery. Because it should be showing 8 feet, and these walls, for some reason, went up, this high. Let's see, it should say, well, no, this just gives the wall length. But the wall should be about 8 feet tall. Not quite sure why it's doing that, but we can, and if you have Pro, you can just grab that wall polyline and pull it down, and then it'll unobscure the windows. We'll click over here. See, it's the same sort of thing throughout the model. We've got two walls and they're occupying the same space. Now click on the first floor wall. I'm going to get rid of that break there. This may have been something you did to solve another problem, which is actually then the cause of more problems. See how that's straightening up? Click on that corner board, close that gap. Okay, and then over here, same thing. I click on the first floor and get this first floor wall way out of the second floor where it didn't belong. See how that clears that up? I'm just pulling it down. Now you get goofy behavior from guys that are using the software for the first time, and you put a lot of programming directives in it that don't make any sense to the software, and then it drives the software crazy, and then it does crazy things like this. And for lack of a better cause, that's what seems to be the case here. But you've done pretty well, except for that. So I'm just going to click on that wall polyline. And I pulled it down a little bit too much, caused a gap, so we'll just close that gap by pulling it up. Close. That's what I recommend you do. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel here or start over as punishment for not doing it perfectly the first time. Like as I said, you've done really well. But this software runs on settings, and if the settings are wrong, you get wrong outcomes. If the settings are right, you get the intended outcome. I'm just resizing those corner boards. It's not really important. Okay, here's some stuff here. Same sort of thing we've been looking at. So this first floor wall goes all the way up. Has no business doing that because it occludes the upper windows. Same thing over and over again. I'm just left clicking and dragging the wall polyline down. Okay, we've got a situation over here, but I don't have a good viewpoint of it. Here we go. We'll click down on the first floor. Sure enough, that's it. And I'm just guessing at where this wall should stop. I know that if I pull it too far, it'll cause a gap. See, here's the second floor wall. Here's the first floor wall. I want to close that gap. Doesn't matter if they overlap a little bit. But walls in 3D are formed by these polylines that I'm clicking on. I'm just left clicking to select them. So that seemed to be the problem. Now, Kat mentioned something about off-angle walls. I haven't seen any, but I haven't been looking for any either. You can tell that by just opening the dialog of a wall, and then on the general tab of that wall, it'll give you its wall angle. See, it's off angle a little bit. It should be 180.000, and it's slightly off. So we'll fix that 180. It's not that far off. It's just a fraction of a degree off. So that's what she was talking about. We'll take a look at this one. This ought to be 90. And it's close, but it's not 90. It should be minus 90. And you should fix this look for it and fix this sort of thing, because this is the kind of stuff that drives this software totally loco and nuts. It's designed to be at right angles. And that tool that she was talking about is called right here. It's Angle Snaps. Angle Snaps is currently on, but apparently when you drew some of these walls, the Angle Snaps was off. See, that one's slightly off. It's 90 plus this little fraction here, so we'll get rid of that. You can see there's not much of a visual change. But you should go through here, and all these walls should be either at 90 degrees or 180 or 0. See, that's not quite 0. That's what she was talking about. This one should be minus 90. It's not quite, see. And this would cause all kinds of problems, and it would be very difficult to run down and figure out unless you look and you knew what to look for. So these walls should be all 90 degrees or 180 or 0. At right angles, in other words. See, all of these walls are off. That's what she was talking about. They're not off very far, but they're off. And this kind of junk drives a computer nuts. That likes things nice and even and under control. I'm not saying that's even the cause, but it's a non-optimum situation. See, all these walls are screwy. A little bit. It should be, all those should be rounded off to 90 and 180. I'm not going to do all of these. I just wanted to point out what she was talking about. You open the dialog and see that one's either correct or I fixed it in this little session. So I'm not going to do any more. Let's see. And once you manually edit those walls like that, they'll stay manually edited. it won't unedit. Yeah, it's all fixed up now. Now these little ridge caps and so forth, they probably should be the same material as the rest of the roof, and that's over under the build roof dialog materials. See, you've got a different material for the ridge cap than you have for the roof. So you can reset that, or you can just use the eyedropper tool, get the main roof, and then set this to component mode, and then just yeah, okay. Here we go. Fix that up. I'm not sure why I'm getting this little roof warning dialog, but I am getting it. But anyway, that's just kind of a cosmetic thing. Looks like I've got a little gap there. See, all these walls have wall polylines. I'm just going to pull the attic wall down. Well, it doesn't seem to want to go. So I'm going to turn loose of that one and get the one below and jerk it up. Just close the gap. This model's this plan file is probably going to require that because there was so much I had to do. See, I left a little gap there. You just zoom in and close the gap. It's like some crown mold sticking through the outside. That didn't bother me very much, but if you straighten up all those walls, and a lot of these odd abnormalities will probably clear up on their own. So anyway, that's about what I can tell you, and I hope this helps you and others using this software. It's really great software, but it runs on how it's set and how you use it. If you've got angle snaps turned on, it's very difficult to draw 90 and 180 degree objects. That's just the way it is. So most of the time this angle snap is on, and you very rarely turn it off. But that seems to be the main problem with this plan up to this point. Thank you.